Okay, everybody, let's jump into the guided project. This is for Chapter 2, Guided Project 2-2. You'll want to either print out or otherwise have your instructions on another screen, or if you have a dual monitor, it's nice to sort of have me on one side and then have your document on the other side to do the project. And so you can pause me as I go through step by step. So this week in this project, we're going to create a checklist for employees at Placer Hills Real Estate to track the tasks they need to complete when a house enters escrow. You create a bulleted list, modify a bulleted list, set and modify tab stops, apply modified styles, and insert document properties into the footer. Okay, so that's what we're going to do on our file this week. So we will start with the start file. I've already downloaded the instruction file, so I'm going to go ahead and open it with Microsoft Word. I've got my little download display over here in the upper right hand corner. I'll click on my document and it will launch. Okay, oh, locked for editing. I didn't think that I had opened it already, but that's interesting. I'll enable editing here. And I'm going to do a save as. So we'll do save as escrow checklist. I'm just going to put it on my desktop so I can find it again. There may be another one saved there. Nope, we're good. Okay, so we have just a list of text here. We're going to do some fun things. We're going to make that list of text look like, if you look at the end of your instruction file, it'll show you what our document will look like. So we've done steps 1 and 2 because we've saved it. Now we want to go on to step 3, change margins, vertical alignment, line spacing, and font size, and delete blank lines. So click the margins button, page layout tab, page setup group. So page layout tab, page setup group, and margins over here on the left. And we want to make our margins normal from the drop-down list. Okay. And now we want to select normal. Oh, wait. Get to step 3C. Click the Page Setup Launcher to open the Page Setup dialog box. So, page layout, page setup. Remember, this is our launcher, this little guy in the bottom right-hand corner every time. So we'll click that. That's the page setup dialog box. So 3D, click the layout tab. So that's the third one over. And then step E, in the page area, change the vertical alignment to center. So vertical alignment, we're making it center. So what that is doing is moving all of our text down on the page so that it's centered on the page. Click OK to close the page setup dialog box. That's 3F. And 3G, press Control A to select the entire document. Control A, we've selected it. Now H, change the font to Calibri. So that's back on our Home tab. We'll change our font here to Calibri. And then we will change the font size to 12 points. I'm just typing it in, and then I'm hitting enter, and that'll apply the change. 3J, change the line spacing to 2, which is double. Okay, so this is interesting because they're starting to let us figure out on our own. So when we're changing our line spacing to double, we want to go to our paragraph launcher, and under our line spacing, remember from last time, we're changing it to double. Click OK. Turn on show hide and delete all of the blank lines between the lines of text. So that's here, our show hide, and it shows us where all of our blank lines are. So if we just put our cursor right in front of our blank line and then hit delete, we can go through, put our cursor in front of the blank line and delete, and do that through our entire document. Okay, so we have all those deleted. Now we want to add text to the document. So for A, click after seller in the second line of the document and press tab once. So click after seller in the second line of the document. So we're going to put our cursor right there after the word seller. And if we press tab once, and tab is on the left hand of our keyboard, it looks like two arrows. And you'll notice it puts this little arrow in our show hide so we can see that we've got a tab space there. And we want to type the words property address with a capital P and a capital A. Then we want to click after escrow company and tab once. So after escrow company, tab once, and type escrow number. Escrow space number, the pound sign. Click after tasks to be completed and press tab once. So tasks to be completed here. We will tab once and type date completed. Set tab stops using the ruler to line up information. So this is step 5. Set tab stops using the ruler. So the ruler will be on our, and we'll show you how to get there. I believe, okay, I don't have the ruler showing right now on mine. So I believe it's over here under view. We can click the ruler right up here under show ruler, so then we actually have our ruler and we can see all of our things there. Okay, so 5A, select the second and third lines of text beginning with seller. So this is the second and third lines beginning with seller and ending at the pound sign. Ensure that the left tab is selected in the tab selector area to the left of the horizontal ruler. So we want the tab selector, the left tab. If you highlight over, way over here on the left, its left tab is selected. If you were to click it, it would click through to other tab styles. Okay, so I'm going to pause here for a moment and come back. Okay, so now that we have our ruler showing and we've got our left tab stop, we want to click the ruler at 3.5 inches. So we'll go over to 3, and this is our 1/2 inch in between them. We'll just click it. Now if you happen to click your left tab stop in the wrong place, you can adjust it by just moving. Oops, we don't want to click a second one. You can adjust it by just kind of moving it where you need it to be. So what that does, oh, and somehow I have deleted text. Okay, so I'm going to do an undo, and now I'm back to where I need to be. Okay, so now we've got some tab stops in between our two areas here. And on step D, we want to select the 4th line of text beginning with tasks to be completed. And we just want the 4th line there. Click the tab selector to change to a center tab stop. So that's back over here on the left-hand side. We've got left tab right now. We'll change it to center tab by clicking once, and it changes it to a center tab. Now we want to click the ruler at 5.5 inches. So we'll just go over to 5.5 inches and click our tab stop. Okay, so now we want to set tab stops and add leaders to create lines for users to fill in information. So leader lines can be either lines or they can be dots. I think in this one we're going to actually do leader lines so that someone. Step 6, set tab stops and add leaders to create lines for users to fill in information. So we want to select the second and third lines of text beginning with seller, and I've done that here. Second and third lines. Click the paragraph launcher, so that's up in the paragraph area, and the paragraph dialog box opens. Click the tabs button, the tabs dialog box opens, and the tabs is down at the bottom left hand corner. And then on step D, in the tab stop position area, type 3. So that's right here. It's highlighted as 3.5 right now because that's what's in there. If we hit 3, now we're going to click the right radio button in the alignment area. So the alignment is going to align the text at the tab stop to the right of our text. And we want to also click the leader as the 4 solid underline, that's step 6F. And what that will do is that will, when we hit tab, that'll place a leader line. So that'll be a line that somebody could fill in information. You'll see what it looks like when we are done. So now we want to make sure we click set. And what set does is it makes that 3-inch tab stop position down in this sort of set area. We want to do a second one. So in the tab stop position area, it's highlighted 3 right now. We want to make it 6.5, so 6.5. Type in there. Step I, click the right radio button in the alignment area. It's already selected. Click the 4 solid underline in the leader area, and click the set button again to set that one down in this tab stop area. Now we can click OK. All right, to close. So you can see that it added where our tabs were at. It added leader lines. So we're going to do a couple things on step 7. 7A, place the insertion point before property address and press tab once. So I'll put my cursor right in front of property address and press tab once. Okay. Now we want to place, let's see, click after property address and press tab once. So after the word property address and tab once. Now added another leader line because remember we inserted at 6.5 inches here another tab stop. Place the insertion point before escrow number and press tab once. So we'll place our insertion point before the word escrow and tab once, and then we will click after the words escrow number and press tab once again. So you should have those 4 lines, I guess, for people to enter in information. Now on to step 8, apply styles to selected text and modify a style. So we want to place the insertion point in the first line of text, seller escrow checklist. So seller escrow checklist. So we'll just get our cursor in there. Select title style in the style gallery. So that's on our home tab, which we're in there. Styles group. So this is our styles group right here. And we want to change the, select title style. I kind of skipped that. So you can see that there are all these different styles that we can apply to our text, and if you hover over them you can see how it changes our text in the body, but we want the title style, so we're going to click there. Now we have to change the after paragraph spacing to 24 points because it's a little bit close to our text down below. So in our paragraph layout tab, page layout tab, paragraph group, we're going to change our after spacing to 24 points and just hit enter, and it will apply these after spacing. Now we want to click the center alignment button because we want to center align our text. If we go back to our home tab, we can get our center align in the paragraph area here, and now it's centered aligned our title. Step 8E, select tasks to be completed. So select those words. Apply the book title style from the style gallery. So we don't see that right offhand. We can pull this little drop down arrow to see more options, and we can find the apply the book title. Let's see, we can find the book title style, which is this one right here. Tasks to be completed. Change the font size of the selected text to 14 points and apply a double underline. So we want to change the size of the font to 14 points, and we're going to apply a double underline, and we can actually just do this from the underline. We're on single or double underlines here. Okay, so we've got a double underline. Now we want to right-click the book title style in the Style Gallery and select Update Book Title to Match Selection. So we're basically saying we really like this style where it's the book title, but we also have the double underline and it's bold. So every time we use book title style in this document, we want it to look like that. So in the book title style here, we can just right-click using our right-click mouse button, and we want to update book title to match what we have selected. So if you don't already have the words tasks to be completed selected, make sure they are, and then update book title to match selection. Okay, now I select date completed, select those words, and apply the book title style. Now when we apply it, it should match the other one. Step 9, create a bulleted list to selected text and apply a custom bullet. So step A, select the remaining lines of text beginning with open escrow, and we'll go open escrow all the way to the end. Step B, click the bullets drop down arrow, which is on the home tab, paragraph group. We want the bullets, so those are these here. But we want the drop down arrow, and we want to define a new bullet, and that is on step B. And so the new bullet dialog box should open. Click the symbol button. The symbol dialog box opens. Click the font drop down arrow and select Wingdings. So the font we want is actually Wingdings down at the very bottom. Okay, so we have a whole new set of options there. Step E, we want to scroll down the list and select the open square bullet. It's character code 113. So you can scroll down and find which one you want. I also find it's helpful to just type in 113. Find the one we want. If it gives it to us, we can just grab that bullet and click OK. So that has defined a new bullet for our text. So in step G, we want to let's see, click the font button in the define new bullets dialog box. The font opens. Okay, so we've got symbol, picture, and font. We want to now open font, change the size to 14 points. Click OK to close the font dialog box. So we're just changing the font, basically the height or how big our little bullets are. Click OK to close define new bullet dialog box. Okay, so now we've got all of our items with little check boxes, and now we want to click decrease indent button to align the bullet at the left margin. Okay, so right now they're indented from these words up here, these tasks to be completed, but we can go up here to our decrease indent button and it will move back. So now we want to change the hanging indent and add tab stops. So we want to select the bulleted list, which it already is on 10A, 10B. Click the paragraph launcher to open the paragraph dialog box. Change the hanging indent to 0.3. So our hanging indent, we've got indentations here, and we've got a special hanging indent by 0.3. Okay. Oops, I need to get back there. Hanging indent by 0.3. Click the tabs button, so that's down below again, the tabs. And the tab stop position area, type 4.5. 4.5, and remember then we need to do some things with it. So in step F, click the left radio button in the alignment area. So we want it to be left aligned instead of right aligned. Click the none radio button in the leader area. We don't want any leaders, it's already selected for me. Click the set button to set this tab stop. Okay, so it set the tab stop down in this set area. Now on step I, in the tab stop position area, type 6.5. So we're adding another one. J, click the right radio button in the alignment area. K, click the 4 solid underline radio button in the leader area. And L, click the set button to set this tab stop. So now we've got 2 of them applied to this list of items. And now we want to click OK to close the tab dialog box. Step N, place the insertion point after Open Escrow with Escrow Company. Oops, I guess I didn't get OK. So we want to place the insertion point after Open Escrow with Escrow Company. Okay, so that's over here. Now we're going to press tab 2 times, and a solid underline is then inserted between 4.5 inches and 6.5 inches. So those were the 2 tab stops that we had before, because the first one we set did not have a leader, but the second one we set did. So watch what happens when I press tab twice. 1, 2, and it put in a nice little line there. So we're going to repeat that step on each one of these bulleted items. Just hit tab twice. Tab, tab, we've got our line in. Tab, tab, you can see kind of a pattern emerging when we click tab, tab. We'll go through and do that on all of these. Okay, so now we've got all of our nice little list under date to be completed. Now we want to add text to the document. So press enter after the last line of text in the document. So we'll go, we're down there, we're going to hit enter. Click the bullets button to turn off the bullet on this line. So we want to, right now it's toggled on because it's gray, we can just click it and it takes our bullet off. Now we want to type fax email clear pest report and press enter. Okay, so we have to do some typing. Make sure you type everything correctly because it may mark you down for that. Fax email clear pest report, and I should say it will mark you down. And you'll be like, what did I do wrong? And press enter. Type title and press enter. Type lender and press enter. Type buyer's agent. Oops. Let's get back on another line. Buyer's apostrophe S agent. Okay. Now we want to apply a style to selected text and use the Format Painter, which we did last week. Select the fax email clear pest report and apply the subtle reference style. Okay, so we'll select this first one. We want to go up to our styles and apply the subtle reference. Now we want to click one of the bulleted items. Okay, so click up here at one of the bulleted items. Click the Format Painter button to copy the formatting of this bulleted item. Okay, so we're going to Format Painter. Select the last 3 lines of text beginning with the title. The Format Painter copies the bullet formatting and tab settings to these lines of text. So in theory, if we then paint, we have our little paintbrush. If we then paint it on these 3 items, it adds the bullets, and it should also add the tab stops. So if we do tab twice on these, which is the next step, we should get our cool little lines. So there's a little bit of thinking and planning that you have to do to get some of this to work properly, but once you know it, it makes it really easy. Okay, step 13, insert a document property field, the date and a border in the footer of the document. So click the footer button, which is on our home tab, and then header and, it's on the insert tab, header and footer group, right over here. Click the footer button, so we want a footer. Okay, and select edit footer from the drop down list. The footer opens. So down at the very bottom, edit footer. Now the footer actually opens, we can do what we want with it. So we want to click the quick parts button, which is in the header and footer Tools Design tab, Insert Group. So we're in the Header and Footer Tools Design tab. Now we want to go to the Insert Group, which is over here, and we want to click the Quick Parts. Easy for me to say. Quick Parts is right here. So Quick Parts is going to pull from those document property fields that we had entered before. If we have things in there, we can just add them quickly. So we want to click the document property and hover over that, and then go down to company. So that's going to insert our company name that we've associated with this document, Placer Hills Real Estate, and you'll get very familiar with Placer Hills Real Estate throughout our journey in SimNet. Okay, let's see. We are on 13E. Press the right arrow key once to deselect the company field. So that's our arrows. On my keyboard, it's under the right shift button. We just want to press the right arrow key once, and that will deselect our company title. But now from here, we want to press tab 2 times, tab, and then we want to type the words last updated with a colon. So we're putting in when this is the last updated for this document. It does also ask us to space once, and the text is aligning to the right side of the footer. So on step G, click the date and time button. That's up in this insert group. We've got date and time, and a dialog box will open. So we need to be very careful about which one it wants us to pick. And so in H it says to select the third option, month, day, year, which is the month, day, and year option, and click the Update Automatically checkbox. So that's down in this bottom right hand corner, Update Automatically. So what this will do is every time you open the document, it's going to update the date for you, so it won't stay static. So now we want to click OK, and we've got our date in there. And now we want to select all of the text in the footer and change the font to Libri with a font size of 10. So we'll just highlight the whole thing. We'll go back to our Home tab. We'll change it to Calibri, and we'll make our size 10. And we can just click Enter at that point. Now we want to click the Borders drop down. We're going to make a border on this footer. So we can actually click out of our words if we want. But we want to, on K, click the Borders drop down arrow from the Home tab paragraph group, and then we want to, I believe we're with the launcher, the drop down arrow, I apologize, not the launcher, the drop down arrow on the Borders area right here. I'll just click the little drop down, and then we can select the top border. And if you select that, you can see what it does in the document is it just puts a top border on our footer and makes it look kind of nice. So now we need to close the header and footer button, which is on the header and footer design tab, this green. And you can always just see that the green areas are going to show you one of these extra tools that you have more menu items. So that's kind of a visual cue. But anyway, up in here we can go back to design, and then we can close our header and footer. Okay, so we're done except for saving and uploading. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I do one last save in the upper left hand corner here, my little purple save button, and it's saved to my desktop. So now I can actually close my document. I for some reason do that. That's the habit I'm in. But you can also just upload if you want. I'll go ahead and save, and I'm back to my SimNet internet area to save and upload, and this is where we cross our fingers and rub a rabbit's foot or whatever you do. We'll go to upload and save. Now remember, if you weren't completely, I'll close out of this for a minute. Well, let me find my document first. So I've got my seller escrow. This is the one I worked on this evening. I will open it. You might have to find where you put yours. Oh, I've got lots of stuff in there. Oh, okay, my computer. Okay, so I found my file and clicked OK. It was kind of being buggy there for me for a minute. Remember that if you want to take your work with you and you're in the middle of a project and you don't want to save, you're on maybe a computer that you're not normally working on, or you don't have a thumb drive available, you can always go and click No, I'm not ready, and it will save your file down in the saved file area, which is kind of nice. You can then open it again and it will re-download and you can continue to work. But if you are ready, you can upload and save, grab your document, and yes, submit the file, and then it will grade it. So let's see how we did. Hopefully we did okay. It's preparing our result. This is always a little nerve-wracking. How did we do? Woohoo, 100%. So remember, if you do get any of these incorrect, this area on the right-hand side is the answer key. It is not what you submitted, it's the answer key, and it's showing you the different areas. So if one of these are red or blue, you can go over to the left and click on the arrow, and it'll show you which step you got incorrect. You can also go back up to the top and go to download your submitted file, and then you can continue to work on that submitted file. So that's a nice option there too, if you need to continue to work. So that's Guided Project 2-2. I hope that everyone else got 100% right along with me. If you did not, just go ahead and download your submitted file, make your corrections that it's asking for, and re-upload. And remember, sometimes if you think you did it right, a lot of times, especially if it's something you had to type in, it could be a spelling error or a grammar error or a punctuation error. So just really pay attention to those. If you have any questions, let me know, but hopefully this guided project got you off on the wrong foot, or off on the right foot. Excuse me, I hope I got you off on the right foot. All right, thanks guys, till next time.